If you're anything like me, you enjoy or you really feel good when you're productive. But when you come up against a roadblock, when you come to a moment in time where you're just not getting things done, you have to ask yourself the same question that I asked myself. Why? And in this video, I'm going to share the one reason that you're not being as productive as you want to be or as you could be. Let me take you on a little journey. This video you're watching right now, for the life of me, I could not get motivated to make it. I just could not get myself into gear to make it happen. And this is very much not like me. I enjoy the video making process. I enjoy diving deep and working on the edits and learning and all the things. So to sit back and not be productive on something that I want to do really confused me. So I had to ask why. Why am I not getting things done? And one of the easiest ways to figure out why you're not being productive is to go fishing. Not fishing, I mean, that's great, but to go and create a fishbone analysis. Doing a fishbone analysis helps you break down a complex or a big project or any project really, and helps you break it down into even smaller pieces so that you can see it mapped out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to the computer and show you how I made this simple fishbone diagram and explain exactly how it works and why it works so well. But also after that tour, make sure you stick around because I've got 3 tips that will help you become more productive using the fishbone analysis. So now that I've signed into Wondershare EdrawMind, I'm grabbing the fishbone diagram. And here, we're just going to say, my problem is video creation, and I need to figure out why. So one thing that I found I might be doing is, maybe I don't have enough knowledge about this type of graph. Another problem is the environment for which I was working. I've been trying to do this in the house, and well, with kids and family, that's not great. So let's type environment. So as I keep working on this, I'm looking for more problems, more reasons that the video creation process has been difficult for me. And one of them was perhaps my scheduling. And we'll dive into each one of these in just one second. But let's add another topic because I think a big one is overwhelm. For myself and in the comments, share if this happens to you. But you start to think of a project and it becomes bigger in your mind. It becomes so much that it becomes overwhelming. Now that we've got these topics, let's add a few subtopics. Part of the knowledge gap that I believe I have was not quite enough time in this program, but as you can see, it's very easy to work with. It's very easy to create these types of mind maps. So we're just going to say a fear of the program. That's a knowledge gap that I had, but as we're working this out together, we can see it is quite simple. But what if I'm still not sure I can do what I need to do? Well, let's just add another subtopic and say, reach out with questions. Reach out to Wondershare. See how they can help me. So let's call support. Great. The environment. How about as I'm trying to make videos in my house, that's not a great idea. So I'm going to change the environment, which means I'm going to come out and work in the studio. This kind of goes hand in hand with my environment is that my schedule. I was working on videos. I was thinking about the creation process in the evening when my house is full. So scheduling, I'm going to do it when everybody else is away from the house, at school, at work. My schedule and the environment kind of go hand in hand. So if I go out to work in the studio, by default, it becomes quieter and my scheduling becomes more open. But what this has done, this is not a detailed diagram. This is not a detailed analysis. This is very surface level, but you can see just by getting these small, inconvenient causes of a lack of productivity, I'm already starting to get huge clarity. And this in and of itself is eliminating overwhelm. I don't even have to type anything for that because right here, we are now set to go. This has made things so clear. Here's the cool thing. You can put your task, any task, and start to break it down into smaller pieces. By putting it into the fishbone diagram, you can easily see what's going on or, more importantly, what's not going on. What is getting in the way? Or what is it that you're missing that just will help you get the oomph to get things done? Now, of course, you can make your own graph with pencil and paper, but if you want it to be simpler, if you want it to look better, if you want to be able to edit it, I highly recommend you go to Wondershare EdrawMind to download the app, to get it on your computer, to start working with it today. You'll find the link in the description below. Now, I promised you 3 tips to help you use the fishbone diagram to its most or its best potential. The first thing I want you to do when you're working with a team, I want you to help them focus on the causes, not the solution. What this means is that you are creating this diagram to find out what the problems are or what the problems could be. Eventually, we'll get to the solution or the solutions, but we need to break down all the causes for the problem we're having. In this case, my lack of productivity when creating this video. Next, don't let your team get caught up into trying to figure out what category the problem or the situation needs to go into. Again, it is very important to figure out what the cause is. It's not as important to make sure it's under the right category, because what we're going to do, big picture, is we're going to figure out what all these causes are, and then we're going to work to eliminate them. Doesn't matter what category they're in. And the final, most important tip that I can share with you is that this is a brainstorming exercise. I want you to have your team brainstorm all the causes, all the issues that they can come up with. Don't stop. Don't say, let's do this for 5 minutes. Let's run out all of the ideas. Because when we've done that, when we have as many causes as possible, it makes it so much easier to find the solution, because you will start to correlate different causes. You'll start to put them together and realize that these 3 different causes are actually one problem that we can make a solution for. Many times we can try to solve a problem in our head, and a lot of times we can be pretty good at it. But sometimes you just need to get it out of your head. You need to be able to share it in a visual manner so that other people can help you find the cause or causes for why you're not being productive or for why you're not able to do X, Y, and Z. Fishbone analysis is where you need to go. Now, just because we did the fishbone analysis, that does not mean we've solved all of our productivity problems. So in this video, I share with you 5 things that productive people do that you might not be doing.